Alright, welcome back. Just going to run through the last level of Silence, or boss fight actually, with with a giant version of everyone's favourite Easter Island reject, with hands this time. Again, pattern-based. Bunch of stone hands coming out of the ground trying to grab you, beat the hell out of you. And occasionally throw rocks at you. Where they get the rocks from, I'm not entirely certain. It seems to come out of nowhere. Although I admit that, anyone who would know about giant rocks out of nowhere would in fact be this giant stone god thing. How many hands does this guy have? I'm counting at least 4. Shit, how do I know I'm not fighting twins? Which would, clearly be illegal. They're not tagging out or anything. Just a double team. Really minimalist boss fight. Same pattern 3 or 4 times to finish it up. No, cause the boss fights in this game had a lot of potential to be really, really fun, but they're just, they're the right length, but they're too kind of minimalist, and pattern-based boss fights aren't a bad thing. But when it's just the one pattern repeated, 7 or 8 times, it's really more a test of endurance and memorization than any actual skill. Which, okay, does describe the entire game pretty damn well, but I just wanted better boss fights. It's probably, on the plus side, it is coming up to the end of this island, which I think is the weakest set of levels in the game. And yeah, the first island's piss easy, and the retro island is one-dimensional and fairly short as well, which is a good thing. It doesn't overstay its welcome. But once they add in the whole, you have to take out every flea enemy on the level to advance, it just feels like padding. It's not fun. And you almost feel like holding a grudge against the game designer for this. Although, can't really blame them. This game looks and feels like it was made on a tremendous, tremendous amount of drugs. And considering some of the licenses this lot have been involved with in the past, you would need truly epic amounts of drugs to live with yourself. I mean, this is the same team that worked on Cutthroat Island, for God's sakes. If they are not permanently on cocaine after that debacle, they're the most dedicated straight-edge people in the goddamn world. Just wish those flags would move a little faster. Make things so much easier. And yet more Plok puns, yes, we're used to them by now. Naive, genocidal white supremacist Plok right there. Well, red and yellow supremacist. So communist supremacist, really. An actual national socialist. So yeah, now we move on to the flea pit levels. These are slightly different. You'll see why in a second. Well, they call in the final area of your game the flea pit does kind of require some guts to it. No one in their right mind is afraid of the flea pit. Something like an incompetent despot would use to control his people. So, yeah. The way this set of levels works is you actually get one of the present power-ups at the start of... Well, not at the start, but in each level. And you actually don't have to worry about taking out the goddamn fleas, though they are occasionally going to show up. Yeah. This particular bit works by repeatedly hitting the centerpiece of the stuff you're trying to jump around on. And yes, that is the technical term. Stuff. And, it gradually loses momentum, so you need to keep hitting the damn thing and then move quickly. Short level, thankfully. So yeah, you get given a different vehicle power in each level of the flea pit to mess around with. This one is a unicycle with what seems to be a steam cannon. Everyone loves the idea of a steam cannon, but after having been given a flamethrower earlier in the game, it's kind of a letdown. I mean, steam is not bad, but flamethrowers, it's kind of hard to top that. And it is, of course, having to deal with the misfortune that it's a goddamn unicycle. The most justifiably looked down upon mode of transport. Very short intro level just to get everyone used to the... and I share Plok's relief at being back on 2 feet for all of 30 seconds before we end up in the next level with something different to bounce around with. Which will be coming up in a few minutes, actually.